different. In South America, it's quite different. Even though those peoples also suffered great oppression, they're not so much suffering post-traumatic stress. And they see it's very important that this indigenous wisdom be spread around the planet. Because the very disease, you might say, that has decimated indigenous peoples in the Americas is still alive, and it must be stopped. It must be healed. And Black Elk had this vision. You may know of Black Elk's vision. The short form of it was he was a little boy and he's sick, and he's taken up into this ecstatic state, and the Great Spirit comes to him as several grandfathers, and it shows him that the sacred tree of his people is withering, and it looks like it's going to die. But in this prophecy, Black Elk is shown that this need not be so, and he's given several gifts, and shown that the cause of the withering tree is the blue man. Now, the blue man is that in us which is greedy, materialistic, has to be in control, always wanting something. So he was shown this as if this is the disease itself, is the blue man. And then he was shown a red man who did not refer to the Indian peoples or the Lakota peoples, but referred to a heart-centered, earth-honoring human being as the solution. And then he was given a sacred herb, which he threw to the earth, and the earth received it. It sprouted into a flower. The flower sprouted into a tree, and then the tree flowered. And Black Elk had hope because he saw, my people may yet one day live. But he had this as a young boy. And in his old age, it had not come true. Except that Black Elk spent some time setting down his vision and his stories to some people. And they got published. I think Richard Nehart is the anthropologist who initially published that, Black Elk Speaks. And I want to tell you, in the 1970s and 80s, after Black Elk died, his prophecies began to come true. And Pine Ridge in the Dakotas and Lakota area, the Sundance was resurrected, and the great tree, and the sacred pipe, and the ceremonies are alive again. Before he died, Black Elk went back up on the mountaintop at Harney Peak, and he lamented with the Great Spirit, that his dream, his vision never came true, But then he's shown the hoop of his nation above Harney Peak. And as he's looking, he sees more and more hoops, and they're all alive. And the divine is at the center of every one. And this is a high-level mystical realization. This vision, he could see that it was no longer about just the Lakota people. It is about all nations, all peoples. Shamanism is about living in a way that's aligned with the sacred, the Great Spirit. And the only way you can do that is if you open your heart and let love flow through and not fear, compassion and not hatred or self-hatred, creativity and not judgment,